Yo, what is up? Another 703 version 2. Today we are riding with Pol Kilo and we are in Siegfried line, spawning from the south. If you are here for the first time, please consider subscribing and giving this video a like. Now, what is up with this 703 version 2? We are doing a lot of videos on it because we are expecting it to show up in the tech tree fairly soon. Now you can see Pol Kilo here going to the usual position and he is pre-firing his shots, anticipating someone poking down from this side of the map. And this is actually a good skill to learn if you are playing double barrel tanks in any time in the near future, whether it's the tech tree version or the premium version. Pre-firing means you are ready to fire. If someone shows there, you just keep on holding down your button and you will land 2 shots on him. Or if you decide that no one's coming, you cancel the shot, just lift your finger off the trigger and you are done. Now this is a top tier matchup and Pol Kilo is going to show you exactly how you can control the situation here. Although he is top tier, I would say the matchmaker is slightly in favor of his team because he is the only double barrel tank in this game on either side of the teams, so that's what he got going for him. Now this game also has 3 light tanks on each team, which means as long as everything is under control on the western side of the map on the field, he has an opportunity to slow play this game. He does not need to rush into any kind of situation where he needs to lose HP. All he needs to do is just make sure that you're keeping an eye on the western side of the map on the field, make sure that you're not losing the field, and it doesn't look like the team is losing the field. He can slow play this and slowly farm out the damage, controlling the situation. Now the VKA has gone in here and completely throwing away his HP there, just YOLOing down into the middle. He is rushing the game and because of that he is being punished for it. He's lost about half his HP and he's probably gonna die pretty soon. And looks like he is hull down here. He's got some rubble in front of him, so he's got his lower plate protected and he doesn't need to worry about rushing in. Now if you notice, Pol Kilo doesn't even have a full set of 5 skill crew or 4 skill crew. In fact, his view range is not even maximum. You can see the green circle on the minimap. It isn't even 445. That means he doesn't have the, either he's not using coated optics or he does not have a full situational awareness skill on his crew. So even in this situation where you do not have the maximum view range or you do not have fully skilled crews, you can still recognize this situation where you have the most advantage here in a game like this where the matchmaker is favoring your side. Now even though the scores still look pretty even, but you can see Pol Kilo here has not given up any of his HP unnecessarily. He has not taken any risks. He has not given up any HP. He is in control of the situation. Now as long as the field is not dying, no one is dying in the field, there is really no way that the enemy teams can flank on either side of the map. Now for as long as nothing is happening on the sides of this map, which means on the east side or the western side, Pol Kilo here has the advantage because he's facing all his enemies frontally. Now as long as he's facing all his enemies frontally, you can see him bouncing a lot of shots here, and that's because he's in a heavy tank, and the only weak part of heavy tanks is usually the lower plate or the cupola, and the 703 version 2 has a very thin cupola, so it's really difficult to shoot the top of the tank. And the lower plate, as long as you have it covered, as you can see what he's doing here, he's using a wreck to cover his lower plate. Earlier on he was using a rubble to protect his lower plate. Now, as long as you are able to do that, then you are probably going to survive for a pretty long time. Now, the 703 has 221 penetration on the premium shells. He's switching to the HE shells right now, just so that he can finish off this ISM with a splash, and boom, he's gone. Even though he can't pen him while he's side scraping, he can always use HE, and he is quick-minded enough to think about doing that. And now he is facing a side scrape king, the E75 TS, really good at side scraping, but that is not exactly what he's doing there. He is totally giving him his front, and because of that he's got punished with 2 free shots by Polkilo. And next up is the SU, and this tank destroyer has got no frontal armor. Nothing that the 703 cannot penetrate anyway, so he is absolutely just taking his time trading, not losing any HP. In fact, he's lost 0 HP while he's taken out a lot of damage from the enemy team. They can't do anything about his advances, and it looks like Polkilo is going to have a great game here. Now, if you look at the map, you can see the western side, or the field, is slightly collapsing. They are retreating in the field, but but the enemy is not attacking quick enough in the field for them to do anything. And here you're gonna see a double shot there. You saw him pre-firing his shot even while he was on the move, and so this is one of the skills, or one of the tricks you have to learn when you start playing the 703s or the double barrel tanks in the tech tree. You've got to learn to pull the trigger even before you actually meet the enemy tanks. You have to anticipate when you are going to make contact with the enemy teams. When you're poking a corner, you can pre-fire holding down the mouse button. To pre-fire, it takes about 2-3 seconds before you actually shoot your gun, so you can actually pre-fire your gun and pull out and shoot the enemy with a double barrel shot. So I guess that's another skill you need to practice and learn playing this game, especially when you are going to start grinding the double barrel tanks, which I presume is going to be out sometime in the 3rd week of January. It looks like they're going to be released soon. Obviously, they're going to release it out in the common test servers first. And there was another double barrel shot there from a distance, so it's really good to see guys playing the double barrel tanks and making use of that double barrel shots, because you can pull out 1k damage rolls in this gun, which is really interesting and really fun to watch. Also, the amazing sound it makes when you fire both guns at the same time. So there you go, the double barrel guns. 390 per shot. Of course, the tech tree version of the tier 8, which is going to be the IS2 version 2, only does 300 damage, 90 damage less than the double barrel guns, which is 180 damage less than the double barrel guns if you're firing both guns at the same time. Now, in terms of accuracy, you are talking about the accuracy of a defender. Basically 0.42 dispersion. It is exactly the same as a defender in terms of dispersion. What the big difference between this and the defender gun is the moving dispersions, or the soft stats, the stats that are not printed in the game. You can only find out these stats in a website like tankgg.com, where you can look at the soft stats, and the soft stats on this gun is 0.1 0.12. The moving dispersions, the traverse dispersions, the turret traverse dispersion is even more ridiculous, 0.06. 50% better than the defender. The moving dispersions and the hull traverse dispersions is 0.12, which is 50% better than a defender. So this tank, although it has the accuracy dispersion similar to a defender, 0.42, but when it's moving, traversing, turning its turret, basically when you're poking, turning your turret to snapshot, the accuracy is 2 times better than a defender. So that is why this tank is now the hot topic of the tier 8 heavy tank world. If you've been hiding under a rock all this time and just come back to the game, the 703 is going to be a really dominant tank in terms of premium tier 8 heavies. And if the Tech 3 version, IS2 version 2, tier 8 Tech 3 version of this tank is anything like this 703, you are going to expect amazing gun performance. Now here we have the Ace Tanker, Top Gun, Steel Wall, all the medals that you will probably need. He also got the high caliber, of course, a huge amount of damage, huge amount of blocking damage. This is the potential of the 703 version 2. When this shows up in the premium shop, everybody is gonna get one. If you can buy it for gold, or if you can buy it for real money, this is going to be a real fun tank to play. Hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks Polkilo for the replay, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.